Okay, welcome back everyone. And I'm going to share with all of you that all of you are so blessed because in this session, it's not going to be one or two speakers. We have 5 speakers, including me and Sean as well. So, okay, let me slowly introduce the 3 of them briefly. So the one on my right is Aurelia. She actually flew all the way from our Netherlands, which is another part of the world, to Singapore to share with all of you how you can use your mind power and your purpose to increase your ROI in whatever place in your life, especially your health. And then also the one in the middle is none other than Trina. She's going to share with us her power. So listen carefully. And the one on the right, okay, beside Sean, she's Jess. Okay, which is a mindful communication coach.
From Sabah. Yep.
From Sabah, Malaysia. Okay, so let's begin. Maybe Aurelia, you want to share with us?
Share a bit about yourself.
Yeah, a little bit about yourself, about what is your topic, okay, why are you excited about your topic, and etc.
So I do Ho'oponopono and Ho'oponopono.
The what again? The Hono what?
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono. Okay,
yes.
can you all please type that in the chat? Let's see whether you get the spelling correct.
Yeah.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, it's an Hawaiian teaching. It's a tradition in Hawaii. And like if we would keep the word, it says Ho'o is action and Pono is make things right. So if you would translate it is everything is already right and you make it more right. So in the philosophy of Ho'oponopono, there's no wrong. Everything that we are going through is what is supposed to happen for our best soul level.
This is so interesting. I'll tell that to my mom and see what she says. Everything is right. Okay, it's very interesting. I mean, it makes me very curious. I think we'll have a conversation more on that. And Trina, share with us a bit more about yourself.
Right. I'm Trina Teo and I'm from Singapore. My topic today is really about helping all of you to achieve and find your unstoppable purpose so that you can 10x your income potential.
Wow, unstoppable purpose. I mean,
Yes.
How many of you guys believe that you're here for a purpose? Well, today Trina is going to uncover and discover for you and let you have clarity on what that may be.
Exactly.
And Jess?
Right. I'm Jess Woon from Land Below the Wing, which is called Sabah, Malaysia. Formerly it's called British North Borneo. Today I'm going to share with all of you the topic on how to become appreciated, acknowledged, and loved by the people around you.
Wow, so my boss going to give me like increment after that.
I wish.
Yes, let's do things right and then,
Yes.
and let's make that happen.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So maybe for Jess, I realized that you mentioned somewhere in your videos or your topic is but like unleash the high flyers within ourselves, which is, I believe, like unleash our potential within ourselves to reach a greater height. So maybe you can share with us, like, why do you have passion in doing this? Like unleash.
How do you get started in this? Yeah.
How did I get started? Okay. I'm always a shy and introvert, quiet child since a long time ago. So when I start growing up, I find that nobody like appreciate me, nobody acknowledge me. It's like I wasn't really loved by everyone. So I decided to do something. I want to find a better communication, some way that I can improve relationship.
When was that? Can I ask? Like, when was that you realized like nobody is appreciating you and you wanted to do something? Around?
Okay, probably the calm realization, probably when I, even in secondary school,
There's about teenage in your teenage years?
in my teenage years, it's a long time ago. So when I come out, also the same. Even I come out to work, also the same. It's like nobody bother. Then I joined a lot of public speaking club, like getting effective communication skill and all this. So I slowly learned, and it was more than 20 years already. Then, of course, with this learning and then trying, then there are times that I win the conversation, but I lost the relationship.
Oh, but who cares about the relationship? I mean, like, it's about winning, correct? Life?
I don't think it's the right approach.
Yeah, I'm just testing. So, agree. Just testing.
Because I think for us in our life, having a strong and wonderful relation is something that is very important. It's something that money cannot buy, but something that we have to put effort on and a skill that we can learn.
Okay, so like how many of you actually agree with Jess that relationship is money cannot buy and we have to put effort in it? If you agree with Jess, type J.
And what about the other experts? Do you all agree with what she's saying? You can choose to disagree, There is a bit more fun. It's like, Who cares about? No, just
Most definitely, I do agree with Jess because I think even finding our own purpose is so important because it is about our relationship with ourselves, and then we'll be able to contribute to our relationship with other people and even our relationship with money. Yeah.
I'm just curious because you being everything is right expert, action expert, right? So when Jess is saying that she doesn't feel that people around her is appreciating her, what are your thoughts around that? I mean, first of all, when people don't appreciate other people, in by itself the action it's not right, right? And whether she take action to like win the argument, there's a lot of right and wrongs that we may think. But what do you think?
Well, I think we have learned to look at the world in duality.
Duality.
Yeah, so there's right and there's wrong.
Right.
And like when you look at the world from a soul perspective, it's not like that.
Oh,
It's already right. Because we have chosen to be in the situations that are helping us to become the best version of ourselves.
I see. So you believe like every situation there's a particular purpose. It may seem wrong at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
But in a bigger time frame, that thing adds up to the whole right picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a piece of a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So what do you do in the end? How do you make people appreciate you now? Give us 1 or 2 tips.
Right. Okay. I think the first thing is you have to be conscious. I will use the word mindfully, intentionally to do something. In order for you to be appreciated, to be loved, to be acknowledged by people, we ourselves must do the first step first. We have to show that we care to the peoples. For example, probably can I use it as an example? Right.
Go ahead.
Let's say I saw Trina was not very happy, probably have something trouble her. So I probably just go up to her and just say, Trina, what's bothering you? Then after that, I probably just quiet, looking at her and listen.
But then it works if you're a lady to a lady, correct? If it's a guy doing that, it's a bit weird.
Yeah,
Like-
I do agree, especially when you talk about touching, kind of thing. Especially culturally, we are not really that one.
Like to find ways to show that you
Okay, it's sure that you care. Probably you don't have to touch. Oh, you have to do this. It's something,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so offended.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended, but I see the idea. So
Yeah.
look for opportunities to really.
So inside you have to
show-
approach, you see,
Right.
you have to first approach the people that are around you, the person. So it's important. If you don't make the first change, we can never change, and nobody will appreciate us.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
I think to add on to what Jeff just mentioned, right? I think if you all catch the gist of it, the essence of it, he mentioned that for people to change, we have to change ourselves. Yeah. So how many of you agree? Agree type A. Nice point, Jess.
Is to build a bridge,
Yes.
to talk to them. Then okay, so now I built a bridge already. What's the next step to be appreciated and get increment from my boss?
right. You must know what your boss think.
I must know what my boss.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Nobody knows what the boss thinks. Hey, by the way, actually, I'm the boss of.
No, you will.
Really?
Because when you start really listening, take some time, intentionally, mindfully looking at the person.
I hope my team members are listening to this.
Okay.
Actually, I'm a very nice person. I don't know what I'm thinking about also. Yeah, so be intentional, active
You
listening.
need to be active listening, intentional, consciously, if you want to use the word. And now we use it to use mindful.
Mindful.
Mindful listening or mindful communication means intention. Very intentional, to talk to the person. Listen.
Explain a bit more intentional.
Intentional is like your whole self is immersed about talking to the person.
Oh,
It's like,
the whole self. Oh, so I must like face you.
what do you think when we face each other?
Very awkward.
Oh, we are not in love, okay? Not really, but at least you pay attention to the person. It had to be physical, see? You have to show that you are listening, see? It's different from the casual talk that we are. Casual talk is just, how are you? No, okay, are you today? How is it today?
Intentional. So
Yeah.
handphone set aside. Don't even take it
Yes.
out. Really full focus. Don't think of other things.
Yeah.
Like what is for lunch later. By the way, what's lunch later? So really full focus on the person.
True. I think that is important because nowadays you realize that a lot of time we are not being paying attention to. I mean, even a lot of people ask you, how are you today? But they don't bother. They say, how are you today? And they just go off. See? Right.
Very surface.
So for us, I believe that as long as we do it intentionally, mindfully, and consciously, the person will appreciate.
Wow.
Always remember the phrase, people don't care how much you know, but they know how much you care. This is a very important phrase for me that to change my mind about effective speaking, communication, you see.
I think just to summarize what Jess just mentioned about, I summarized it into 3 points so that our audience can understand much better. Number 1 is to understand what the opposite partner or the opposite person wants, like understanding our boss.
Yeah.
Number 2 is like attention, give them attention, concern, and etc. And number 3, also attentive listening. So I hope all of
Yes.
you learn something
Right.
from me.
Please take note that we don't draw conclusion, okay? We don't give an opinion, Katrina, I think you are like that, no? Or Sean, I think you are like that.
Suspense judgment.
No judgment, or just open out and listen to the person. I think it makes a lot of difference, you see? Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing. I believe all of our audience learned a lot from it. So maybe let me ask Trina, because I see that you are actually a destiny architect, helping people to unleash or understand or clarify their purpose in life. So maybe you can share with us why are you so passionate about unlock, or you mean
Maybe
help
first of
people
all, can I
clarify
ask,
their
based on your interaction, a lot of people in the life very lost.
Actually, I would say yes.
Hey, why you judge them? I told you not. You just don't judge people. It was a trick question, is it? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But because you have an interaction,
That's bad.
no, I'm judging her.
The reason why I say that is because I'm a human being and I went through many different stages in my life, right? From childhood to young adult to, getting married, losing
You're
loved
losing your
ones.
shit. So slow
okay?
down there.
So, so yeah, I believe that everyone, at one point in your life, all right, you would have felt lost, whether it's through personal difficulties, whether you've lost monies, loved ones, challenges,
Right.
loss of jobs, right? It's very common. And when you lose your job, you lose your income potential and ability to, pay for your bills, etc. Right? So people generally fall into 4 categories, and it all starts with D. You first of all, you're in denial
Denial.
because something drastic happened and you don't know how to handle it, right? A crisis, a difficult situation. Sometimes you feel that it's confidential, you cannot share. So after denial, you get discouraged.
Discouraged.
Yeah.
So it's 4 phases, is it?
Yeah, different phases.
Okay.
And then you get this illusion.
Disillusion.
Yeah.
Is there an example of disillusion?
Until you know what's life all about. I don't know why I'm here, right?
If those audiences you are like being able to actually associate to this, or if you have any questions for the experts here, do feel free to actually comment as well. So denial, discouraged,
disillusion, depressed.
Depressed.
Because depression comes in very, very subtle ways. And I've been through all these stages in my life as well. And if you don't know how to recognize it, right, you're not aware of all these 4Ds, then you're spiraling down in a very dangerous rabbit hole that nobody can help you get out of unless you, number 1, are aware or are willing to seek for help. So hope is always there. It's just that whether people are willing to hang on to hope and be open to go and find someone and say, hey, I need help.
This is very important. I think when you need help, feel free to, because like when I just mentioned, like nobody is appreciating, like maybe somewhere out there someone is appreciating. It's just that you did not really open up or really like reach out, right? So I thought it was very important. And her main thing is reach out. You're also saying reach out.
Right.
So let's go back to the idea of life purpose, because when you have life purpose, you become unstoppable, unshakable. Tell us more. How do we discover that?
Well, first of all, you need to know your life purpose is your GPS. It is the driving force for you to wake up every morning, for your reason for being on this planet, right? So how do we find our unstoppable life purpose? And it starts with knowing who you are and what you want. So setting end goals is very important. And if you think that you don't know what you want because you're disillusioned, there's hope. At least think about what is it that will make you happy. Because ultimately, whatever goals we set and what we want to achieve in this life is the ultimate outcome is happiness. So what makes you happy? And then be that person that you want to be to be able to attract the opportunities to you. And
So just to pause for a moment.
Yeah.
Just to understand, to discover the life purpose, the first step is to find clues in areas where give you happiness.
Correct.
So internally, it will tell you, okay, things that actually gives you certain positive vibe, certain natural reward inside.
Yes.
It is certain clues that's where your life purpose is heading
Correct.
towards.
Because usually when someone goes into denial, discouragement, disillusionment, and depression, it's because something is not right, right? You've experienced some devastating or difficult circumstances
Right.
that you feel you just can't get out of.
Mhm.
But those are just self-limiting beliefs from wounds and hurts in the past, from events that didn't go your way.
So just to question. By the way, feel free to also ask any questions you guys have. So I'm just thinking, because when we talk about happiness, are there different levels of happiness? For example, let's say some people they are happy going to a party, some people that they are happy playing online games, or maybe even happy, let's say when they get into a particular group. Like example, my kids are young, they are in a school, so sometimes they want to make friends with people whom they feel are popular, and that's their idea. And when people give them the kind of acknowledgement, they feel happy. But those happiness, in my opinion, as a parent who is judging them, okay, which I'm supposed not to, I'm or judging their situation. I'm thinking that's not true happiness. Okay, but how do we differentiate that? Is there any clues on that?
Actually, I would say that there is no happiness test that I've developed or any way of, determining the levels of happiness. Happiness is very personal, just as your personal purpose is also very personal to you. So understanding what makes you happy actually is the first start. But you may say that if that person is in their doldrums and is so down and depressed, how can they even know what happiness means? Because they've been through a lot and all they feel is pain, right? So how can they feel happy? So other than eating ice cream or having a piece of chocolate and doing things that will just naturally make you feel relaxed and happy, go to a spa, for example. I really don't have the solution for that. Except
but as
that
you mentioned, like going to spa or eating all this, probably, I'm not sure whether it makes sense. I mean, as you're talking,
Yeah.
as I practice active, conscious listening to you, I'm just thinking maybe the length of happiness, meaning you say the after effects, may be a clue. So, for example,
Yeah.
you go to spa, finish, when you walk out of it, you don't feel happy anymore. Whereas maybe when you've done a job well done and you know that you've helped someone, after the event, it actually lingers on. That may be a certain clue. I'm just thinking.
Actually, just to share, because just now Trina mentioned something like there are people who do not have like GPS in life, as in do not have life purpose in life.
Correct.
Do not know what is their goal is in life. And I realized that Orilla, the Oponopono, I hope I pronounced correctly. Okay, which is a power. If I read correctly, it's a power, and you are on a mission to motivate people to have daily motivation, daily goals, so that they can wake up every single day with a motivation. So, so maybe you can share with us how Oponopono can help this group of people that Trina just mentioned using. Yeah, I'm very curious.
Especially when they're depressed and down, in pain. How do they get out of it?
Well, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Yeah, it's not obvious, because when you are in this pain, your whole world is evolving around the pain. So it is, at that moment, it is so important to have people around you that are helping you to wake up to the fact that there's more than only the depression or the disillusion. And at that moment that people are helping you to wake up on that, you become aware, like Jess was also talking about, you become aware of the fact that there are things that you can change. And in Ho'oponopono, we would say that we are attracting that situation and that feeling and that state of being for our own growth. But as a human being, it is quite difficult to see that at those moments when life is tough on us, when life is difficult.
It sounds like you mentioned you need people to help you. Is it possible to do it ourselves, sit under a tree that, I mean, preferably not a durian tree, but sit under a very safe tree with a shade and get ourselves out of it? Is it always we need help from other people?
Well, other people help you to realize and become aware, but Ho'oponopono is a self-healing method.
Or self-healing method. You know,
thank
because
so much
sometimes it's the people who get you into depression. Or maybe a lot of times it's the people who get you into depression.
Maybe you can share with us maybe just one tip, because we understand that life, I mean, our time is limited. Maybe just one tip. Let's say a person in front of you need your help. with like have more inner power to wake up every single day having a goal. So what is the one tip that you give this person?
But, so you mean for the person who is deceased or for the person who is in front of that person?
I mean, the person seek your help and you want
Yeah,
to help
okay,
them.
okay. So what I teach people is to be in a loving state. And I think that's also the same as what Jess was referring to. And in some way what Trina is also referring to is when you are in your heart towards that person that is having a difficult time, then it has an effect because all is energy. And when all is energy, your loving energy is also affecting the other person.
That's right.
Oh, so interesting. Meaning to say when you are in a difficult situation, you are feeling depressed, you are feeling unloved or unappreciated, go and love first. And when you actually do that, it creates love in you and you are filled with it and you actually get out of it by helping others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
true.
wow. Hey,
Yeah.
Glenn, how?
Yeah.
You want to help me? No, I'm just kidding. But very wise.
I think this is very similar to what Jess just mentioned. I mean, like similar in a way that for people to change, you need to change yourself. For instance, like for people to love you, you need to start loving people,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it all starts with yourself in the end. But when you are in this period where you are in the darkness, it is really difficult to see some light in yourself.
Right.
So when you start seeing light in other people, you are also affecting yourself and seeing the light in yourself.
Actually, I can relate to what Aurelia just mentioned. I mean, for people to change, we need to change ourselves and etc. It's like I give all of you some example. It's like let's say this year I want to read much more. Example. So when I read much more, I will attract people who love to read. Likewise for like maybe exercise. When I love to exercise, I exercise much more often. I will meet much more people, maybe in gym, in a swimming pool, or maybe in tennis court. I will attract like-minded people. I think this is, I mean, same likewise with love and relationship and etc.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
great.
because you attract the persons that you are the star on your stage.
Yes.
And you are attracting the persons that are giving you the lessons that you want to learn at that moment. So whether it is to be more motivated or to find your purpose or to be in a relationship where you feel more at ease, you surround yourself with the people that are reflecting that. And some of us, we surround ourselves with people that are reflecting like the less easy things in us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
can
hard
relate
skills.
to
Yeah.
what Aurelia was sharing because when you love yourself, right, self-love, and you know your worth, you will be able to 10x your income potential because you set a goal that you know you want to be employed with massive income, but then if you don't have a positive self-love and self-worth, you will not be able to go and negotiate the income potential and the salary or the consulting gig pricing that you want.
I heard that you actually done a process with one of your person that you're mentoring and his income went to near like $500,000. Is it?
Yeah, I actually specialize in helping professionals in career transition, right, to actually unlock their income potential to double or triple their salary in a role that they love. And so one of my clients, he came to me and went through my 8-week coaching program. And in his second or third week, he actually already found a job. And I gave him some tips to how to do a collaborative salary negotiation.
Collaborative salary negotiation.
Yes.
Wow.
So with the tips and the tools that I equipped him with, he actually went to double his income potential. So he told me that he was able to then land a $500,000 package.
$500,000.
Yes.
So let me ask all of you, how many of you do not mind learning from our experts here and maybe double your income or maybe triple or maybe 10x your income and make 500,000 in a very short time? If you don't mind, type 500K.
And please go and check the participants list whether your boss is there, okay? Because he may not to counter it for this expert. He will say, Tina, can you tell me what to do if people listen to this and try to negotiate? So it's interesting. I want to ask the experts as well, like because just now you mentioned the concept of self-worth. Is it a discovery or is it a decision?
It's both. I believe it's both because when you're down, right, you definitely don't feel good about yourself. So the solution is to love yourself, think positive thoughts because manifesting your reality and the life that you love, the dreams that you want to have in your life, right, starts with your thinking, your thoughts, and your mindset got to be positive, plus feelings of love, because love is the highest form of emotion and it's the most powerful, emotion that you can have. So your thoughts, your mindset, and feelings of love will lead you to take inspired action, positive actions and steps towards achieving your goals.
Wow.
So that's why this is so important,
It's important.
to have that self-worth. Yeah, and this is how you get it.
Just also a particular question from the audience. They talk about some of the teenagers after COVID. There's a certain change, and I guess it's not a very positive one because they say, "How do we help them?" Listening to what we say about what you guys have been teaching, how will you advise, let's say, a parent or guardian, and the teenagers start to have a certain change?
Mm.
And
Probably you talk about emotionally that they change, and then that lead to their thinking and everything, you see. So as a parents, I believe even that I was saying about mindful communication is something that that you can do even for teenager, for children. But parents, a lot of time, I'm sorry to say, did not really listen to the children. So especially teenager, they have a lot of things inside because they are growing up.
Right.
They are like constantly fighting within themselves. They really want to know what's happening in the world and how is it affect them. I think for parents, we really need to have times. When I say times, a lot of people, it's not just go together and watch TV. You see? It's something that you have to talk to them. It might be a bit overt sometimes, so you have to find something to do together and then intentionally, mindfully, and talk to the person. But when they say talk to the person, it's not that the parents the one order.
interrogate, right?
No.
Yeah.
So it's the other way around, see?
Shine the light at them. Hey, dude, why are you changing? Right.
No. So because the children have, I think for all the time, for teenager, I mean, even for us, it's hard to talk to our parents, you know?
Teenagers also, we are also, So,
Yeah, when we are young, we are having difficulty, and we rather talk to our friends, you see. We think that the friends understand us, but not our parents, you see. So as parents, we have to do something, you see.
okay, but from what I'm hearing from you, so when there's a change in a teenager, actually they are trying to tell you something. That's why
Yes.
they are changing.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't know how to communicate through words. They change and communicate through certain actions, which seems disturbing to some parents. So you need to be very mindful to really draw exactly what is it.
True. I think when talk about mindful, is have to be observant.
Mm.
You know, to look at physically, especially picking up all the non-verbal
Cues.
cues, you see, very important, you see. It's not, and also probably for teenager or for children as well, they probably have difficulty to use the right word to talk, you see.
Because the parents also don't understand. They say what, wow, slay, LOL, those sort of, like, what
all
are they
the
talking
thing,
about?
but it's a different generation.
Yeah.
But however, if we are willing to listen, I believe they can tell. They're willing to tell.
Actually, I realized something very common in all our communication over here. Like, I mean, like we have all three experts, which is expert in a mindfulness area. And I realized that just by adjusting and, improve our mindfulness, we not only can improve our health, we can improve our relationship, like what Jess mentioned, and we can improve our wealth as well, just like what Trina mentioned. So I realized that everything starts within inside rather than outside or the brain. So
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you because I think it's all start from ourselves, you see.
Mm-hmm.
We want somebody to change, we have to change first,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's not, you just can't, you have that bridge, you need to have bridge, you have that connection together, you see.
Hey, this topic very hard to sell because no, you want to change yourself. I want to change my like unappreciative, ignorant boss, or I want to change my teenager. But changing yourself is really not very marketable. Okay, so can we tell something else or not? Hey, cut this portion. Let's talk about things that. So okay, I mean, just aside, I think we need to change ourselves. Let's say we are willing to change, but we also don't know how. Like how to communicate with a teenager. Do you have any other strategies like Trina or Ariara?
A thought came to me, and one of these, this tip is something that I have heard and also learning to practice myself. And is if when you encounter someone difficult boss or difficult person to talk to, you want to start monitoring your own inner conversations when you are actually maybe driving to work or on your way to work. And then, this boss is so difficult, right? Always giving me problems, or this teenage son or daughter is giving me headache, And then you want to monitor your inner conversations, because how you think or have that kind of conversations happening, even though the physical person is not in front of you, you're already having a war or argument in your mind. If you start changing your mind and watch what those conversations are, and change it to say, oh, mommy, I want to tell you something, and I'm so happy and thankful that today, my school, I did really well. Or imagining and changing your negative conversations to that of a positive one. And imagining your difficult boss suddenly coming to thank you for that piece of work. You will find that when you change your thinking, your mindset, right, and monitor your inner conversations and turn those negative conversations around, your reality and them will actually be manifested in the positive way. So this is it's almost like psychological, but I want to encourage all of you to try it. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Arya?
Yeah, I would like to add something to that because like we have seen now already two different aspects. And when we are taking 100% responsibility for what it is that we want to create, for what it is that our dreams are, for what it is that we want to achieve in life, then when you are going to that 100% responsibility, you are changing your within, and with that you're changing the way your relationships are going. So if you have difficulties with your teenagers because of the situation of COVID and all the pandemic and all that is coming across, when taking responsibility does not mean that you are guilty. It does not mean that you are the one who has caused COVID. But when you are taking responsibility, you can shift around the way that you handle all the emotions that are inside of you, because you're taking responsibility for that. And then you can communicate also from a different point of view with your partner, with your children, with your boss, with the people that you have invited on your stage, in your presence.
Cool.
Yes, be your own destiny architect.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yes.
Actually, I see that there's a lot of audience actually communicating with us, and some have some feedback, some have some questions. Maybe let me share what John Tan wants to say. John Tan actually mentioned that a lot of they are transforming from teenagers to young adults, but a lot of times I think he's referring to maybe Asian parents or something like that. But parents always treat the children as the same old person, although they are growing up. That's why each parties will say that, wow, you are one kind, I'm that kind. Maybe our experts want to, do you have any comments on that?
I just share something about this because I think growing up, both my parents are a bit different, so they treated me differently. But I think one thing that I appreciated, right, and I think is useful based on what the experts have mentioned, right, is when you are dealing with difficult person. I think I'm the difficult person to my parents, definitely, right? And as a teenager, you are going through a difficult time, so you actually portray yourself to be difficult because internally you are struggling. Okay, and the thing is this. I also read a particular quote which is very useful. It's like sometimes everyone you meet. Okay, in fact, I think the quote says something like this: every single person you meet, right, they are fighting an invisible battle that you will never know of. Yes. So be kind. Yeah. So when you meet a difficult person, right, nobody has a life goal saying today I want to be the most difficult person on earth. It's my goal to be the top 10 difficult person on the difficult list, correct? So there's something that is inside that's happening. So be curious. If you're curious and you test things out, right, maybe it's a little bit more interesting. Like today I'm going to talk to this person this way. Tomorrow let me try by spilling coffee on the guy. I mean, make it into an experiment and see what is happening. Okay, take away the coffee part, but buy a coffee or sometimes be nice, sometimes be not nice. Who knows? Sometimes some people needs you to have authority over them. You will never know. Yep.
I think when we meet such issue, I think we can go back to what Jess just mentioned. Number one, understand what the person. Number two, attention to the person. And number three, listen. Well, I think that really helps. I like your three steps.
I think what John Tan have said, Asian parents, I think most of the time we don't really listen. I mean, probably it's different from Western culture. See, I would say most of the time.
I'm not a parent, but I don't think it's different in our
okay. Probably all parents are like that. As you say, going to teenager, we all changes. Come to think about it, parents, we are changes also. Why didn't we think about children also can change?
Right. That's right.
I do believe in in the Hawaiian way of raising children. They do take that perspective different because they don't see the children as being their own. They see the children as people who have chosen to be with these parents for their own growth. So, and most of the children are partly raised by kumus, which are teachers. They are raised by the people who are aligning them with their sole purpose. So that's a really different way of looking at education and being a parent. Because when we are a parent, honestly, at the time when you become a parent, it's the time mostly that you are as parents, you are developing in your career. You have all these things going on in your life, and it's honestly not the best time to raise a child because you don't have all the focus on the child.
So when is the best time to raise a child? Okay, it's never.
That's why they use like family systems and teachers to raise the children to become the best version.
Yeah,
Cool.
So really learn a lot, and we do know that you guys have a certain gift to the audience, and so that they can follow and learn more. Would you like to learn more from these experts? If you all would like to, please type. Sean is extremely good looking. No, I'm just please type yes. Okay, please type yes, and let's share the gift that you have for the audience and how they can get it. Yeah.
I think I have a QR code for linking into my Telegram group.
Yeah,
so I will post as many popular.
And the team put the Jazz Telegram group, the QR code down below. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So just click on it and you link to the group. Then we will.
Yep. Continue.
You're very distracting. Okay, so
Then I will post the things, including the classes or any other notes to you all.
to get updates.
Yeah, to get updates. Just join me, okay?
Yeah, I highly encourage all of us to join a Jazz Telegram group so that we can improve our relationship not only with our loved ones and also people around us, like our friends. Yep. So maybe Trina, you have a gift for us as well?
Yes, I do. I have a 1 hour session that you can book with me to unlock your income potential.
Wow.
And it's worth normally USD 750 per hour, but just because you're all here, I want you to book your valuable 1 hour to find your unstoppable purpose session with me. And just go to that link now and make your booking. I know there's a few hundred of you here today, but I promise you, every one of you who make booking with me will be able to meet up with me as I've opened up my calendar for the next 7 months.
Wait, is it free? Is the 1 hour free?
It is worth 750 USD, but it is free for every one of you. It's a valuable 1 hour because you're all here at the Unstoppable Conference today. So book your hour with me, and I'll love to get to know all of you and discover how you can 10x your income potential. All right.
Oh, Araria, you gotta beat that, man. You gotta beat that.
Well, that's an amazing gift to receive, right? So what I'm offering you is that we will have a Ho'oponopono session, and we go through the 4 sentences that Ho'oponopono is known for. And that way, we will do that in a group, but that way you will see what is happening inside of you, and you will immediately practice the way that you can change around, take responsibility, and step into your purpose, step into the person you want to become. So join my Telegram group, and then there I will share the link with you for a Ho'oponopono group session.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Aurelia is that the knowledge is transferred all the way from Europe to you in Asia. Myself.
This is amazing. Thanks for the gifts. And I think what is wonderful is when we talk about relationships, self-development, mindset, there's actually systems. And the experts, they studied through years, through many people. They came out with certain frameworks that we can use, and it's all given to you guys as a gift. If you guys are appreciative, learn to be appreciative, okay? If you guys, I know you guys are appreciative, so let's give a round of applause to our 3 experts as well.
Type CCC, come on. Type CCC to appreciate our 3 ladies.